a field. Out came an alien named Freeze. He had big, shiny eyes and a friendly smile. Freeze came from a planet Froz, far away. A curious girl named Lily went to say hello. "Hi, I'm Lily," she said. Freeze replied, "Feezy, me Freeze." Lily and Freeze become best friends. They played hide and seek, chased butterflies, and shared yummy snacks. Freeze showed Lily his cool spaceship gadgets. When it was time to leave, Freeze gave Lily a special crystal. Freeze waved goodbye and flew back to the stars. From that day on, Lily looked up at the sky and smiled, knowing she had a friend in the universe named Freeze.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Little Red Riding Hood because she always wore a red hood. She loved her grandmother very much. One day, her mother said, "Take this basket of food to your grandmother. She is not feeling well. Be careful and don't talk to strangers." Little Red Riding Hood took the basket and walked through the forest. Along the way, she met a wolf. "Good morning," said the wolf. "Where are you going?" "I'm going to visit my grandmother," said Little Red Riding Hood. The wolf had a plan. "Why don't you pick some flowers for her?" he suggested. Little Red Riding Hood thought that was a good idea. While she picked flowers, the wolf ran to her grandmother's house. He knocked on the door. "Who is it?" asked the grandmother. "It's me, Little Red Riding Hood," said the wolf in a sweet voice. The grandmother told him to come in. The wolf jumped in, and after a while, he put on the grandmother's clothes and got into her bed. When Little Red Riding Hood arrived, she noticed something strange about her grandmother. "Grandmother, what big ears you have," she said. "All the better to hear you with," said the wolf. "Grandmother, what big eyes you have." "All the better to see you with," said the wolf. "Grandmother, what big teeth you have." "All the better to eat you with," shouted the wolf, jumping out of bed. Just then, a huntsman was passing by and heard the noise. He ran inside and saved Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother. The wolf ran away and never came back. Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother thanked the huntsman. From then on, Little Red Riding Hood always listened to her mother and was careful in the forest, and they all lived happily ever after.
Once upon a time, in a little cottage by the edge of a big, dark forest, lived a poor woodcutter with his 2 children, Hansel and Gretel. The family didn't have much to eat, and one winter, things got so bad that the woodcutter's wife had a sad idea. "We must take Hansel and Gretel into the forest and leave them there," she said. The woodcutter didn't want to do it, but he didn't know how else to keep everyone from starving. Hansel, who was a clever boy, overheard their plan. That night, he sneaked outside and collected a pocket full of shiny white pebbles. The next day, when their parents led them deep into the forest, Hansel dropped the pebbles along the way, making a path. When night fell, Hansel and Gretel were left alone in the forest. Gretel was scared, but Hansel said, "Don't worry, Gretel. We'll find our way home." He followed the trail of pebbles that glowed in the moonlight. And soon they were back at their cottage. Their stepmother was angry when she saw them, but she pretended to be happy. Soon after, the food ran out again, and she decided to take them even deeper into the forest. This time, Hansel couldn't gather pebbles. So, he crumbled a slice of bread and left a trail of breadcrumbs. But when they tried to follow the crumbs home, they discovered that birds had eaten them all up. Hansel and Gretel were lost and wandered the forest for days. They found a house made of gingerbread, candy, and sweets. An old woman came out and invited them inside. She seemed kind and gave them food. But she was a wicked witch. She locked Hansel in a cage to fatten him up and made Gretel do all the housework. Gretel was very clever. When the witch asked her to check the oven, Gretel pretended not to understand. The witch showed her how to do it, and quick as a wink, Gretel pushed the witch into the oven and closed the door. Gretel freed Hansel, and they discovered that the witch had many treasures hidden in her house. They filled their pockets and happily found their way back home. Their father was overjoyed to see them, and their wicked stepmother was gone for good with the witch's treasures. Hansel and Gretel and their father never had to worry about food again. They lived happily ever after in their little home.
Once upon a time, in the bustling city of Agrabah, there lived a poor but kind-hearted boy named Aladdin. He lived with his mother and spent his days doing odd jobs and dreaming of a better life. One day, while Aladdin was walking through the market, he met a mysterious man who claimed to be his long-lost uncle. The man asked Aladdin to help him find a magical lamp hidden in a cave filled with treasures. Excited by the promise of riches, Aladdin agreed. The man led Aladdin to a hidden cave. He gave Aladdin a magic ring for protection and told him to retrieve the lamp. Aladdin ventured into the cave. He found the lamp and picked it up. As he did, the cave began to collapse. Aladdin quickly put the lamp in his pocket and tried to escape, but the entrance closed, trapping him inside. Aladdin examined the old lamp and decided to clean it. As he rubbed the lamp, to his surprise, a genie appeared and offered to grant him 3 wishes. Aladdin's first wish was to be free from the cave. The genie granted his wish and transported him back home. Aladdin's second wish was to become a prince so he could win the heart of the beautiful Princess Jasmine. With the help of Genie, Aladdin was transformed into Prince Ali, wearing prince clothes and riding a magnificent elephant. He paraded into the city, capturing everyone's attention, especially Princess Jasmine's. Impressed by his charm and kindness, Jasmine soon fell in love with him. However, the evil sorcerer Jafar, who served as the Sultan's advisor, discovered Aladdin's secret and coveted the magical lamp for himself. He stole the lamp and used his wishes to become the most powerful sorcerer in the world. Jafar banished Aladdin to a distant land, separating him from Jasmine and his beloved mother. Determined to stop Jafar, Aladdin remembered the magic ring. He rubbed it, a genie appeared. Aladdin wished to return to Agrabah and confront Jafar. With courage and cleverness, Aladdin tricked Jafar into becoming a genie himself, trapping the wicked sorcerer in a lamp forever. With Jafar gone, Aladdin used his final wish to free the genie from the lamp, granting his friend the freedom he longed for, even though he wasn't born a prince. Aladdin and Jasmine were married in a grand celebration, and they ruled the kingdom with wisdom and compassion. Aladdin's dreams had come true, not through riches or power, but through kindness, bravery, and love. And so Aladdin, Jasmine, and their friends lived happily ever after, proving that true magic comes from the heart.